let me tell you about this story that features a goblin. He actually got betrayed and then he was killed. And then he pulls off a classic comeback. He's reborn, but this time he packs some serious new power. So every single kid he is actually makes him that much stronger. So let's stop stalling and head back to the very start. It is time to see where this whole story actually began. Things get wild once the goblin boss kicks the bucket. Two soldiers immediately start brawling over his weapon. A goblin gets mad and tackles the club owner, claiming he is the new leader. They are both strong, so they keep trading blows. The rest watch and cheer on the fight. One of them remembers the prisoners left behind. They decide to go grab them while everyone is busy. Then they realize the guy guarding those captives should be showing up at any moment. Right on time, he walks in. He is a goblin, but looks different. Everyone freezes because his clothes make him look almost human. The group follows behind him. They think he is going to lead them right to the prisoners from the late chief. A small monster notes the heavy hitters are fighting. He says they should jump in later. The guardian feels like something is off. Suddenly, he hears a scream and sprints toward the prisoner. He's worried about what is happening to her and takes off running. The guys eventually find the cave holding her. When the guardian arrives, he catches a group of goblins swarming a young woman. One of the small creatures just stares at her. She is panicking and thinks the end has finally arrived. She is shaking with terror and starts screaming, begging for someone to come save her. The guardian wants to spare her, so he tells them to let her go. The leader says the chief is dead, making the girl his prize. The meanest goblin steps up. He warns the boy that things will get ugly. Then the leader orders the crew to attack. The goblins flood the young man to keep the woman. He starts to panic while he is surrounded by all those monsters. He cannot believe these low-level creeps are winning. That does not make sense, but suddenly he decides he is not dying today. He realizes he wants to live, so he does something reckless. He pulls out a knife and takes one down. Now the others are terrified. He warns them he is not going down without a fight. When the monster catches sight of the blade, he completely freaks out. One goblin shouts to run because the kid is armed. He is totally wiped out, but he still manages to scare them away. She was almost a prisoner to those creeps. She thanks her hero, but he looks drained. He is weak, so she begs him to survive. After she wraps things up, Lin Tian gets lost in thought about his past. He used to be just a normal guy. One day a random system screen just popped up on him. Then a truck hit him and he woke up as a goblin. The catch is the screen only shows the basics. It does not have any cool features or extra stuff. Still, the girl is helping him figure out where he is right now. That acts as his introduction to the world the gods built. It is packed with some seriously scary monsters. He realizes humans flex their power to take over the whole continent, but here he is, just a lowly goblin. He is honestly the weakest and ugliest monster around. His stats are so bad that even other goblins could probably take him down. Looking at her, he remembers how to actually get stronger. He just needs to start a family with a girl. Apparently, goblins get a power boost from mating. Since there are no female goblins, they just kidnap women instead. He thinks that whole thing is just plain wrong. Since he used to be human, the idea is pretty gross. But she cuts him off before he can say anything else. Her guardian knows he is different from the others. She has zero interest in living with a bunch of goblins. Lin Tian is caught off guard by her once more. She says when the Night Order saves her, she will tell them he helped. Maybe they will actually let him live in their village. Then he spots something that really creeps him out. He warns her that the other goblins are coming back for her. He tells her to hide right now as fast as she can. So he is back to protecting her while getting ready to fight. Then some nasty, desperate goblin shows up. Lin Tian is not going to let anyone touch this girl. He moves fast and stabs the goblin with his knife. He tells her the humans are here to rescue her. This news makes her incredibly happy to hear. She thinks it is the Sacred Order and runs straight toward them. Lin Tian suddenly stops in his tracks when he sees something weird. He finds a crazy strong guy taking out goblins with one hit. He cannot believe someone this powerful is actually real. But the hero looks totally annoyed. He just realized those gross monsters ripped his Sacred Order uniform. Lin Tian checks Loader's stats, and they are just wild. He wonders if the guy is even human. He has never seen numbers that high since he arrived here. The girl runs to her savior and calls him captain. Lin Ten is seriously impressed by how he fought, but then he sees something that ruins the whole mood. It turns out this guy is not here to help at all. Lin Tian sees Loader is about to kill her. He jumps in to save her life yet again. He acts like a hero and pushes the girl away. Now he is feeling pretty confused by this. Why did the Sacred Order show up if they are not saving anyone? Lower is totally ticked off that a little goblin dodged his attack. Then the girl keeps her promise to Lin. She tells the captain that the monster actually saved her. Lower does not take that well and gets absolutely furious. He thinks she is lying to make him look bad. He decides to just finish her off right there. Lin Tian cannot believe it and rushes in again. Our guy has officially run out of patience. He tells the girl to get lost and points out the safe way out. Then Lin Tian just decides to go for it. He charges at Loader with nothing but a club in his hands. Suddenly, a bright light cuts right through the dark cave. He just stands there, frozen with his eyes wide open. A woman shows up out of nowhere and tells Loader to cool it. Meanwhile, Lin Tian finds himself locked inside a glowing magic shield. A powerful mage arrives with a whole squad of knights. She tells the captain the goblin looks kind of strange. The prisoner drops to his knees and cries out. He calls her the Holy Maiden and begs for her help. The girl is desperate, so she begs the mage to save him. Then the Holy Maiden turns and asks if Lin Tian can actually understand her. He finally feels a spark of hope, knowing it is Freya. She is the famous spokesperson for the temple. He figures this is his one real shot. He tells her that he understands what she is saying. He's feeling pretty good about getting saved. He tells the mage he's not a monster. He's actually a human reincarnated after an accident. Loader says he seems way smarter than the others. The mage thinks he might be a gift from the Sacred Mother. Freya asks Kelia if the boy ever hurt her. Kelia quickly admits that he never hurt her. He actually protected her and even shared his food. The Holy Maiden thinks he is just too special. She decides to bring him back to the village for study. They will figure out what to do with him after that. With a little smile, the mage asks if he wants to join them. Lin Tian knows this is his only way to leave. He tells the saint that he is definitely in. Once Freya drops the shield, Lin Tian feels a huge weight lift off. Finally, it feels like someone is actually listening to him. Now, he can prove he is truly innocent. As they head out of the cave, the mage tells Loader to follow them. Lin Tian thanks his savior for being so kind. He tells her he will definitely pay her back. But then things get really messed up and weird. Out of nowhere, Loader just drives his sword right into Kelia's stomach. Lin Tian realizes what just happened and looks back fast. He sees the captain finishing off his own protege. He is completely devastated by the sight of it. Through his goblin vision, he sees Kelia lying there lifeless. Lin Tian is just stunned by the sight. His friend was murdered by the person she thought was her savior. Then the poor guy just completely snaps right now. He cannot even process what is happening right in front of him. The Holy Maiden gives him a dark and sarcastic look. She tells him he better reward her once they get to the village. 1 week later, the church bell rings to gather the whole town. Loader stands right next to the Holy Maiden. He gives a speech about how the goblin attack ruined their peaceful little home. The captain tells everyone that the monsters use stealth attacks. It turns out the monsters killed 30 of their residents. The villagers get furious and scream that goblins are total scum. Now humans and monsters are officially mortal enemies. Lure starts to show photos of the victims. He says the Sacred Order purified the monsters and avenged the village. Then the Holy Maiden decides to take over. She tells everyone to keep praying to the temple. The mage claims the temple looks after everyone. Naturally, the villagers eat it up. The scene shifts to a creepy lab hidden in a library. Once they are gone, the Holy Maiden calls the villagers fools. Ephraim laughs. He knows they will keep praying and handing over their cash. We see where Lin Tian ends up. He is locked in a cage with a muzzle on. He begs for help, but the maiden ignores him. The poor guy is missing an eye and he is livid. He glares at Ephraim and calls him a total piece of trash. Lin is pinned to a wall covered in scars. Ephraim is surprised he is still breathing. He thinks that is why goblins are tough to kill. The maiden decides to test a stronger poison on him. She wants to see his limit. Lin has clearly reached his end. Lin feels truly hopeless. He remembers the order killed Kelia. He asks if this is justice, and she hits his chin with a branch. The maiden finds his plea for justice hilarious. Ephraim calls goblins insects. She tells Lin that simply talking to him is a huge favor. She blasts him with a spell and tells him to be thankful. Now his body can be a useful tool for their research. The maiden engages a magic circle. She starts sucking the energy out of him. Lin cannot find a way to stop it. He starts regretting that he was ever nice. He is just a low-level goblin, but he thought people were fair. He remembers when they brought him to the village. Loder and Ephraim tortured him like a lab rat. They ignored every word he said. The boy finally snaps. The maiden finishes him off without a thought. Lin dies vowing to crush the humans if he gets another chance. Then things get strange. As he ponders death, Lin wakes up in a virtual space. He wonders if he is dead or alive. Suddenly, a goblin system appears. It asks if he wants to be reborn. Lin realizes his system only powers up after he dies. He cannot believe he is getting a second chance. He is still stuck starting from the bottom as a low-level goblin. He checks the options. If he says no, he vanishes. If he picks yes, he goes back 1 week with his memories. Perfect plan. He is getting really hyped now. He can finally take his sweet revenge on Loder and Ephraim. Lin is totally pumped and taps yes. Just like that, the system starts his goblin life reboot. Man, our guy is beyond furious that these humans stabbed him in the back. He is absolutely dead set on getting his revenge now. Along with his new start, Lin Tian gets a little bonus from the system. It is a pretty nice power boost to have. He's actually feeling pretty stoked about it. Hey, even a tiny bit of help is better than zero. But then the system drops a huge bombshell. He finds out the danger is not over yet. The Sacred Order is closing in on him. If he dies now, it is game over for good. Dian asks the system what else it can do. Turns out he can run a simulation of the future every 24 hours. Each run shows him a few ways things might go down. Now he's starting to get really excited about it. These simulations give him points he can trade for sweet gear. Plus, he gets a sneak peek at what is coming. He does not waste a second and tells the system to start it up. The system gives him a few ways to escape the cave. Option 1 is to warn the other goblins. He can team up and fight Loder and his crew for 10 points. The second option is way easier than the first. He can leave the other monsters behind and run for 5 points. Then there is just hiding in the cave and praying Loder misses him. Unfortunately, that choice does not give him any points at all. Lin Tian just stands there for a second. He is trying to figure out the best move to make. He takes a good look at that first option. He knows they cannot win against Loder, even with the goblins. Running away seems like the best bet here. But he decides to test every option first. He wants as many points as possible for a new weapon. Sadly, that first try turns out to be a total disaster. Loder easily wipes out him and the goblins. Still, he manages to walk away with 10 points. Just like he thought, those little monsters are not exactly reliable. But he is pretty happy with the points he earned. He tells the system to open up the shop. Lin Tian sees some powerful weapons, but they cost way too much. Then he spots a fast elven dagger in the list. It costs 10 points, which is exactly what he just earned. He does not hesitate and grabs the weapon. It gives him 10% speed and 15% strength. This dagger is super sharp and could be fatal in the right spot, but he is still worried about his friend. He asks the system to find out where Kelly went. The system tells him things changed after he reincarnated. In this new life, the goblins never captured the girl. Now she is living happily in her village. Lin Tian is completely stunned by this news. He is genuinely happy to know his friend is safe. Since Kelly is out of danger, he feels like he kept his promise. Now he can finally focus on his other problems. He figures out the best path and runs toward the exit. The weakest guards are the ones stationed there. One soldier is complaining about how much he hates goblins. The other just tells him to be patient since it is an easy job. Right at that moment, he hears some voices nearby. Lin Tian quickly finds out what Loder is actually planning. He wants to kill all the kidnapped girls in the cave. That is why those two guards are there. Seeing the Sacred Order kill innocent people just to keep their power makes him dead certain about his revenge. He knows his only choice is to fight. If they do this to humans, imagine what they would do to a goblin. He decides to set a trap for the guards. Our boy mimics a girl's voice and asks for help from inside the cave. Loader's soldier falls for it and goes in to finish off the girl. The guard acts all sweet and says he will help her home, but he gets a nasty surprise. Out of nowhere, our guy stabs him with that crazy dagger. Lin Tian really hates humans, so he does not hold back. He tells the guard this is only the start of the goblin revenge. The soldier just lays there shaking in pain. The other guard walks up and has no clue what happened. He asks why his buddy is taking so long. Lin Tian just smiles. He is so stoked that his plan is actually working. He lunges right at the second guard with his blade. The poor guy is totally confused and desperate. Lin Tian just smacks him in the face and knocks him flat. He jumps on the guard with so much rage. That dagger is seriously sharp, just like he thought it was. Lin Tian manages to leave a deep cut on the soldier. Now the guard hits the dirt in total despair. He figures his time is finally up. He asks Lin Tian if he knows how to speak human. The guard is begging for his life now. He tries to get some sympathy by showing a picture of his family. He claims they are waiting at home for him. The guard sees him hesitate and thinks he has a chance. He claims he was just following orders from the sacred order. He even offers gold and women to win him over. But it is a total lie. He is just waiting for a chance to grab his weapon. The guard thinks Lin Tian is distracted by the bribes. He attacks the boy and calls him a stupid beast. But then something totally unexpected happens. Lin Tian is just way too fast for him. He uses his dagger to hit the traitor before he can even land a blow. That is how the first part of his revenge kicks off. Our boy is determined to make this new life count. Humans betrayed him once and he is not letting it happen again. He feels way more confident that his revenge will actually work. Then he hears the voice of Loader nearby. He figures the captain is coming for him, so he acts fast and swipes the guard's clothes. He slips away with the outfit in his hand. He tells himself he will find Loader and Freya soon. Right then, the captain and the holy maiden show up at the scene. Loader wonders if a goblin really killed those guys. Freya thinks it might be a mutant monster. She figures anything that can take out 2 guards has to be special. The captain says it would be a disaster if the village found out. Loader stomps on the injured guard. He yells that the guy is useless for losing to one single goblin. Meanwhile, Freya is actually getting excited. She loves the idea of hunting a mutant monster. She gets a dark look and says she will have a lot of fun catching him. Now we are in the forest where the boy escaped. Lin Tian feels a huge weight off his shoulders. His plan worked and he is finally out of that dark cave. While he eats, he decides to do things the goblin way. He will use pure ferocity to boost his stats and power. He wants men to crave death and women to weep at his feet. He spots the bushes moving and wonders if Loader is still hunting him. Then hooded figure steps out from the brush. The kid leaps at the intruder before he can fight back. The guy gets so spooked, he trips right over a rock. Lin Tian is stunned to see a real goblin. He barely believes his eyes. Then he realizes this thing can actually talk and show emotions. Still, he keeps his guard up. That intruder was sneaking around for a reason. Wait, he notices something weird. The goblin looks feminine. That is strange, because goblins are usually male and have to find mates from other species. The girl goblin is shaking. She begs him not to hurt her. She claims she was just grabbing water, but he does not buy it. He wonders how a monster uses full sentences. Then Lin Tian checks her stats. It says mating with a female makes him a goblin god. This is his shot to get strong enough for his enemies. She is terrified and admits her boss sent her for water. If she fails, she gets beaten to death. She is surprised that this goblin is actually nice to her. Lin Tian tells her to stop crying, or she will draw Lodor and his crew here. She is shocked that he can talk just like her. He tells her yes, he can. He remembers that most goblins cannot talk properly. That is why she never spoke with her own tribe. She thinks he is kind because the others just hit her. She asks him to visit the village. Lin Tian sees another way to level up. He is excited to hear there is a tribe nearby, but he is still worried about Lauder and needs a safe spot first. Still, he is focused on his revenge and getting stronger. He tells the girl he will head to the village with her. He is looking for followers to recruit. He asks her to lead the way, and they soon reach the village. The other goblins are curious about the stranger. They start mocking his human clothes and laughing at how weird he looks. Lin Tian thinks this is perfect for his revenge plans. He tries to earn their trust and asks to speak to the boss. The goblins just laugh at him. They say the chief is way too important to meet someone like him. His new friend yells at them to cut it out. She says he's a good guy. Just then, someone asks why the whole tribe is making such a racket. Lin Tian is excited because the chief finally showed up. The leader marches over and he is furious about all the noise. Our guy quickly checks the chief's stats. He is shocked to find such a high-level goblin in this tribe. The chief asks if the girl brought this stranger along. She explains that the boy had nowhere else to go. The leader is actually pleased and thanks her. Suddenly, the chief orders the goblins to feast on Lin Tian. The girl is shaking with fear as they close in on her. But Lin reacts fast and whips out his dagger. Lin holds the knife out for the leader and his crew to see. He tells them he knows how to craft weapons just like it. He offers to make everyone stronger if they let him inside the group. The chief gets curious and calls off the attack. The leader marches right up to the boy. He really wants more power, so he decides to trust him for now. He asks exactly what kind of weapons Lin can actually forge. Lin starts laying out his plan right away. He says if they bring him some ore, he can forge iron weapons. Later, he can craft even better gear that is way stronger. He tells the chief they could eventually even take down humans. The goblins are super excited about this news. They start dreaming about all the meat and not hiding in the woods anymore. They even talk about how much they prefer eating fresh elves. The leader decides to give him a shot. He has 3 days to find iron ore, or it is game over. The chief points at the girl and says she is tagging along. If Lin fails, he says she will suffer just like him. Then the leader leaves after laying down the ground rules. Lin hugs the girl and whispers that the old guy is heartless. He knows he needs time to build weapons and get stronger. It is time for them to get moving and start the mission. Lin and his new friend head out with some monsters to find ore. After a while, the girl asks them to take a break. She is completely worn out from walking around all day. One of the small monsters gets annoyed and gives her a kick. He calls her ugly and threatens to kill her if she finds nothing. A female goblin tells her to quit her whining. The other goblins jump in to hit her and call her lazy. They are all laughing and mocking her now. Suddenly, Lin chucks a rock right at the head of one goblin. Lin quickly steps up to defend his friend. He reminds the goblins they are here to mine for ore and not to fight. He has had enough and tells them to start listening if they want to survive. He warns them that if they do not listen, he will end them with his blade. The little monsters start shivering with fear. They start backing away from the girl. They mutter that the boss will never forgive him after this. Lin gets a little worried because they are right. Even if he succeeds, he is still in big trouble. Lin studies the girl and suddenly remembers something interesting. A male and female goblin can create a legendary divine goblin. He sees her shaking and tells her not to cry. He decides to give her the new name of Moon. Lin goes over to comfort her. He holds her face in his hands and asks if she wants to stay by his side. He promises to protect her and provide food and a nice warm home. Lin says he always keeps his word, but they are both too weak right now. He asks for her help so they can get stronger. Moon is eager to leave those monsters behind and asks what to do. Lin tells her that having children will make him much stronger. Then he will finally be able to protect her properly. Moon feels totally confused and super embarrassed. She admits she has never mated before. He tries to persuade her by saying he will handle everything. Suddenly, something completely unexpected happens right there. Lin leans in and kisses Moon right then and there. Then he holds her hands to try and start an intimate moment. Moon is super keen to help her friend power up, so she asks Lin Tian if she can have his babies. While they get to it, the system pops up with big news. He learns he will have 7 kids, and it raises his level cap. That level boost gives him 9 more attack plus 100 health and 10 defense. Lin Tian looks like a completely different guy now. He checks his status and sees he has gotten way more muscular. He is hyped because his body changed. Now they have a shot at the priest. His clothes do not fit, so he tosses them. He tells his companion she belongs to him now. He promises to protect her. Suddenly they hear goblins yelling for help while digging for iron. A huge magic wolf pops out and attacks a little monster scurrying away. Lin Tian is shocked they actually found the iron ore, but he is also worried because they are clearly in big trouble. He remembers his promise, so he tells her not to move. He heads straight toward the beast as it prepares to snack on the monster. He rushes in with his sharp dagger in hand. With his new strength and speed, he slices the neck and saves the goblin. The little monster freezes and stares back in pure shock. Lin Tian managed to finish off the wolf with one powerful strike. Once the dust clears, our hero absorbs the magical power from the beast. Then he gives the goblin props for finding that ore. Lin Tian tells the goblin that finding the material is huge. He tells them to keep digging so they can make real weapons. Everyone heads back. The goblins are blown away to see that Lin Tian made a legit weapon. He shows them exactly how well it works on beasts. Lin Tian shows the iron spear made from forest ore. One goblin grew stronger from the hunt. He tells the tribe the boy saved them. To win over their trust, Lin Tian holds his spear up high. He asks if they want a strong weapon, and everyone shouts yes. The tribe chief does not seem happy about his success. He slams his staff onto the ground to take total control of the room. The priest confirms to Lin Tian that his story was not a lie. Even the chief admits he is impressed by his forging ability. The leader wants to prove the boy is no hero. He claims staying in the tribe will not be easy. He demands 50 spears soon. The demand is almost impossible. The goblins grumble that their chief is worse than any human. Lin Tian smiles because his plan is actually working. The chief looks totally stunned that Lin Tian actually finished all 50 spears on time. Lin Tian lets him know the job is completely done. Now the goblins are all cheering with excitement for him. The leader is clearly thrilled that he managed such an impossible task. He makes sure to praise him once more for the effort. Then the priest tells everyone they get to feast on meat tonight. It is to celebrate officially welcoming Lin Tian into the tribe. The boy had a plan, and it was going perfectly. Everyone was in high spirits, mostly because there was finally plenty of meat to go around. Right then, Lua hands him some roasted meat. She says it is special and a personal gift from the priest himself, so he just takes it and starts digging in. But something goes wrong almost immediately. He starts feeling sick while he eats. Lua asks if he is all right, but he is already choking on the meat. The tribe chief walks over, leaving poor Lua terrified. He laughs at Lin Tian for being so gullible. He claims he knew the boy was ambitious and that challenging his rule leads to one place: death. Then he drops a hand onto Lua's head. He clearly figures Lin Tian is too weak to save her. He mocks the boy, asking if he actually cares about her. Seeing that the boy cares, the leader decides to put on a show. He calls Lua a traitor and says he will cut her neck. He wants to teach the boy a brutal lesson. It looks like the end for Lua, facing those sharp claws. But suddenly, Lin Tian springs up. He strikes the chief's arm, surprising everyone and saving his companion in the process. The arrogant leader looks terrified now. He cannot figure out how a poisoned boy pulled that off. Lin Tian just laughs, calling him a fool for falling into his trap. He knew about the poison and purely acted the part. Realizing he was played like a fool makes the old man absolutely furious. He is missing an arm, but he still charges in to finish things. The boy is ready for it. He dodges that clumsy attack and lands another clean hit on the chief. The long reign of this goblin tyrant has finally ended. Lin Tian and his razor-sharp dagger are about to be the executioners. After dodging another swing, he counterattacks and cuts that treacherous rat's head clean off. The old goblin is done for. The monsters see their boss die and fall into a total panic. Lin Tian walks toward the frightened goblins and says something that changes everything. Our guy tells the little monsters that he is their new leader now. He promises to lead them to war against the elves and the humans. Raising his dagger, he tells them they will always be well fed under his rule. The goblins go wild at the promise and start cheering for him. Then, Lin Tian points to the old body, offering it as a celebration gift. The monsters scramble forward, rushing toward the remains. Irrational and starving, they start to devour the body of their former cruel leader. Lin Tian notes that conquering this tribe is just the start of his revenge. Next, he plans to make the elves breed a stronger generation, but something is watching them hidden in the bushes. A beautiful elf is spying on them, clearly surprised to see it all. Nearby, a strange structure hangs in a tree, showing goblins as a warning. A girl seems relieved to see her princess return home safe. So the spy is actually an elven princess. She needs to deliver an urgent report to the matriarch. Kasana walks into her mother's private chambers to drop some big news about the eastern forest. But what she finds inside is definitely not what she expected. Her mother is lounging around, getting flirted with by a whole crowd of male elves. Kasana is mortified seeing her mother acting so scandalous while real danger is looming outside. She tries to turn around and leave immediately, but the queen calls out for her to wait and explain why she barged in looking so frantic. The princess explains again that she has a serious update regarding the goblin tribe in the forest. The queen just mocks her, asking why she is so worried about such weak and filthy little pests. Kasana reports that she found a giant bear carcass in the woods that did not look like goblin work. She also mentions seeing a mysterious guy kill the former goblin leader a few days ago. She thinks the two events might actually be connected. The only part the queen cares about is the new village leader. She tells Kasana to take some soldiers and clear out any threats. But she adds a weird warning not to wipe out the whole tribe all at once. While caressing a guy, the queen mentions that goblin hearts are actually pretty valuable for their special potions. Kasana is super embarrassed by the whole vibe, but she nods and says she gets why they need to keep some goblins around. Her mother then teases her for working so hard and offers a man as a reward to satisfy her. Kasana is totally mortified by these suggestions. She bolts out of the room, promising to investigate at night and report back later. The goblins are busy planning the attack using branches to draw a map in the dirt. They tell Lin Tian there are about 30 treehouses in the forest. He is thrilled and promises his best soldier 2 elf girls once they own the place. The right-hand man is pumped by that promise and goes to get the other goblins ready for battle. So the new leader starts putting his attack plan into action. Based on the intel, Lin Tian does the math on their numbers. He figures there are 2 elves per house, bringing the total to 70, including the 10 working in the mines. In order to make his tribe stronger, our boy tells the goblins that from now on, they will hunt in the magical forest, making everyone jump for joy. This way, Lin Tian is able to increase his attributes more quickly and gain a wider variety of acquired skills. The constant hunting really makes the goblins tougher. Lin Tian and Lua keep grinding against magical monsters around the clock. They gather new abilities and just keep getting stronger and stronger. The goblins start using group tactics to take down big beasts and level up together. Thanks to their devouring ability, they pick up tons of new powers, raising their overall level to 18 and their total power to 250. Lin Tian does a quick strategic analysis and figures out that each elf has about 200 strength points. So, our hero realizes the goblin tribe is officially stronger than the elves. Since they are heading into enemy territory, he plays it safe by using the system to simulate the attack first. He puts in the request, and the goblin battle simulation starts running. Lin Tian leads his army into the fight, feeling super confident since they got so much stronger lately. But he gets a little too cocky. The monsters walk right into an ambush, get caught in a snare, and get wiped out. The elves catch Lin Tian, who ends up hanging in the forest as a grisly warning. The system basically tells him he thought he was in control, but he was actually just being played. He is in total disbelief that things went so wrong after the simulation. Lin Tian realizes the goblin tribe has been watched by the enemy. That explains how the elves managed to pull off this ambush. He tells his soldiers to stay alert and pay attention. These monsters have keen hearing and a sharp sense of smell. They need to hunt down the spy among them right now. It does not take long for him to detect someone hiding nearby. Using his magical power, he spots the spy crouching behind a tree. The night is beautiful and bright under the moonlight. The princess and her soldiers are retreating fast. They don't know they have been spotted by the enemy. They plan to warn their matriarch about the potential attack. Then several glowing arrows fly toward the group of fugitives. To everyone's surprise, one of them hits the princess right in the buttocks. Anna screams in total shock at the attack. She cannot believe she has been captured like this. Finally, she collapses down onto the hard ground. The princess is terrified because she is now paralyzed. Her soldiers are stuck in place just like her. The goblins cheer for Lin Tian for his great shot. He wonders if the poison makes her look strange. Lin Tian mocks her for her poor performance. He didn't expect it to be this easy to win. He is happy the plan is working out perfectly. He tells her they arrived at just the right time. The new leader orders the prisoners brought to the tribe. At the village, one monster throws water on the elf. He yells that the boss has finally arrived. Anna looks completely defeated and weak right now. Lin Tian walks up to stand before the princess. He says goblin fluid causes paralysis and also intense arousal. This gives them a big advantage over the elven society. The princess is furious and asks how they dare capture her. Anna says her mother has been merciful to them. If they hurt her, her mother will not forgive them. Our guy just laughs and mocks her confidence. He throws her to the ground and just laughs. He finds her talk about mercy very interesting. He says the elves seem different from her stories. Her soldiers are dumb, but they don't really lie. He says her tribe could have killed all the goblins, yet they didn't, and he knows it wasn't mercy. He is going to visit the elves tonight to see the truth. He tells his soldiers to divide up the dead prisoners. They can consume them to take their magical abilities. The leader looks at the princess to share his plans. Anna has no idea what is coming next. She starts begging for mercy in her desperation. She will soon be taken by the future goblin god. Playing with the princess boosts his stats and gives abilities. Back at the tribe, the matriarch is very demanding. Her subjects are tired and can't satisfy her anymore. The queen says they should have caught more goblins. The subjects look exhausted from having to please her. She asks about Anna and learns she hasn't returned. The soldier suggests they go searching for her daughter. They could also take a chance to kill more goblins. The matriarch agrees to send soldiers to help Anna. A guard arrives and says her daughter won't return. The queen is terrified because she doesn't know who it is. Then Lin Tian appears and shoots arrows at the queen. One of the matriarch's guards takes an arrow right to the forehead. Moving fast, the queen catches the arrow before it can hit her. Lin Tian arrives with his loyal soldiers in tow. He tells the queen he caught her daughter. Anna will be bearing his kids soon enough. He adds with a smirk that they are practically family now. The queen refuses to give in so easily. She grabs a sword determined to defend her people. She demands to know what he did to her daughter. The boy mocks her again with a smile. Enraged, the matriarch charges at him. She swears she is going to finish him off. He dodges her attack without even trying. He warns her that the elf tribe is completely surrounded. He says to surrender if she wants to be treated well. Suddenly, the goblin's poison hits her and paralyzes her body. Lin Tian explains that the arrow was coated in the little monster's fluid. It causes immediate paralysis in elves. He advises her to just stay still. The matriarch suddenly realizes how easily she was captured. He mentions hearing her discuss upgrade tools and stamina tonics. That was the purpose behind the goblin raids all along. Staring at her future master, she realizes he runs the pack. This is the leader Anna warned about, but she ignored it. The queen starts panicking at the screams coming from outside her treehouse. Lin Tian tells her the time for decisions is ending. He leads her to the window to prove he is not kidding. He tells her they need to discuss cooperation now. The queen is shocked by what is happening outside her chambers. Elves are screaming, begging their mother to save them. They do not want to be captured by the goblins. The matriarch grows more desperate by the second. Furious, the queen demands to know what he did to her village. The boy replies that the little monsters are no longer weaker than the elves. Back when her tribe was strong, they hunted goblins. It is only natural the monsters want revenge now. Lin Tian adds that he needs more strong goblin warriors. That is why he still needs the elves around. What happens to them afterwards depends entirely on the mother's attitude. Finally, the queen surrenders. She begs for mercy and asks that her children be spared. She just wants them to be allowed to live. The matriarch kneels before Lin Tian. The queen agrees to hold her position. She lets her elf women bear children with the goblins to strengthen their ranks. Back at the creature village, Santa is devastated to see her mother has been captured. The queen apologizes to her daughter for doubting they could be defeated. The matriarch explains that only women and harmless children are left to preserve their bloodline. She notes that all the elf women have already been with the goblins. Calming her daughter, she says they must survive within the monster's tribe from now on. Lin Tian tells them he will take care of everyone with 3 meals a day, but he warns them not to blame him if they try anything and he ends them. Thinking of her tribe's well-being, the matriarch says she understands the message. She tells Lin Tian she has a request to make. She says they are all her children and asks if she can care for them. Lua appears, struggling to handle all the elf and goblin children. Lin Tian realizes the matriarch is acting this way because of the infinite maternal love elves possess. Lua calls the leader, saying she cannot take care of all those children alone. Lin Tian decides to grant the matriarch's request. He lets her care for the elf children, knowing they will bring great strength to the tribe. Our guy checks his system to see how he can get stronger. He notices his gains turned into actual attributes. He wonders if he finally hit the highest qualification level. This is definitely a major step up. He realizes the quickest way to gain power is having more children. Everything with the tribe is going exactly as he planned. He feels strong enough now to finally take down Loader for good. More elf babies appear, but they look just like tiny goblins. The elf mothers are deeply disgusted by their own children. They really want those terrifying monsters taken away immediately. Lin Tian asks Lua how many babies were born. She says there are 30 to 40 little ones so far. Suddenly, Cass Anna appears looking pale and in terrible pain. Our hero feels concerned because the princess is expecting his child. He rushes over while she screams in agony from the labor. The queen tries to comfort her daughter, begging her to keep going. The matriarch is terrified for her daughter and begs for help. Since this is her first baby, he decides to step in. He asks Lua to position the princess for the delivery. The matriarch hesitates and asks if he actually knows what to do. He responds that he certainly knows enough. Still, Cass Anna refuses to let him get anywhere near her. Lin Tian gets annoyed and tells her to quiet down. He reminds everyone that those children belong to him as well. He manages to deliver the baby and confirms the princess is fine. Lua is amazed by his skills and praises him for saving the princess. He acts like it was just a regular thing. Suddenly, they hear loud screams coming from another part of the cage. Lin Tian finds the goblins going wild over a newborn elf. She is calling for help after going through a difficult birth. Something quite unexpected is about to go down here. He pulls his dagger and walks over with the matriarch. He orders the goblins to stop what they are doing immediately. They better let the mothers recover or there will be serious consequences. He mandates extra fruit rations for all the elf women. The matriarch is impressed, saying he is not like other goblins. He tells her that good behavior ensures better treatment for everyone. He uses a simulation to plan his revenge on the humans. It shows him taking over the tribe and having strong offspring. With his larger army, he sneaks into town to find his enemies. The system gives him 3 different options to choose from. He wonders if he actually managed to track them all down. His strength is almost equal to Loader, so he is cautious. He thinks he can handle Loader easily with his current level. He decides to test the first option in the simulation. This option involves a single-person assault against all his enemies. The simulation shows him finding Loader and almost finishing the job. Suddenly, the captain's master appears out of nowhere. A human sword saint saves Loader and our boy gets finished off. There was no way to escape that powerful sword saint. He really needs to be more careful from now on. He wonders why someone that strong is in this small place. He knows he needs to ramp up his strength immediately. He sees no other way forward but to take real action. The timing is crucial for his plans. He tells Lua he has to head into human territory for a few days. She worries that he might get killed on the trip. Surprisingly, the matriarch says she can cast a stealth spell on him. Lin Tian tells the queen he is happy to hear that. He is pretty psyched about her helping out on such short notice. He admits he did not think she cared about him dying. She replies that she just does not want the goblins to lose their leader. The queen reminds him all his kids are waiting in that village. If he stays alive, then everyone stays safe. Lua tags along with her to promise she will watch the tribe while he is gone. Now he is in Brighttown. The locals are walking around normally while some soldiers patrol the area. It looks like a security detail keeping things safe. With this many guards around, Lin Tian wonders if the Sword Saint has arrived. He remembers spending the whole day finding information. He heard nothing about her visiting or arriving anywhere. It really seems strange to have this many patrols. Then he notices a bunch of people moving in the same direction. He decides to follow them quickly. He finds everyone looking at the adventurer team rankings for Bright City. Surprisingly, Loader is sitting at the very top. Lin Tian wonders if Loader actually got strong enough to earn that top spot. He realizes he needs clues fast or his revenge plan will fall apart. Passing by a tavern, he hears someone offering free drinks to everyone. That voice catches his attention and he stops dead in his tracks. He recognizes him immediately. Finally, he found his target and he cannot help but smile. He walks inside and spots Loader drinking away his worries. One of the guys is bragging about how Loader and Freya saved them from a four-armed monkey. A member of the Bashi team tells him it is pathetic to brag about such a weak monster. Loader's friend gets angry and tells the guy to cut the nonsense. They start bickering like little kids. Then the tavern owner jumps in saying dragons are currently capturing livestock. He says if they are so mighty, they should go handle that. That gets Lin Tian interested while he quietly sips his drink. The guy warns that if dragons attack and the capital does not send help, everyone is doomed. The adventurers will not be able to stop the horde and darkness will follow. Loader gets confident and says his master, the Sword Saint, is coming to help fight them. Everyone in the tavern is shocked that he knows someone so powerful. They start cheering for Loader, saying he will be a hero if they win. Loader stands up and offers a round of drinks to celebrate the saint and their dragon victory. Lin Tian sees his chance to strike now that the dragons are involved and slips away. Loader sees him leaving even after offering free drinks. He asks the boy if he wants to stay for a round. Loader does not get a yes. Lin Tian says maybe they can have a drink another time. Loader thinks it is weird for someone to turn down free booze. Bright City is all dressed up for the big arrival of the Sword Saint. Right now, we see Loader walking toward his master. She is busy meditating inside a quiet temple. Her captain walks in and warns her. That evil dragon is getting much closer and will hit the city soon. After hearing that, his master stands up and grabs her weapon. The saint then asks her student how things are going with that project. Loader tells her the 10 dragon-hunting beasts are ready just like she asked. She warns him that his reputation is at stake if he messes this up. They head out of the temple and a big crowd is waiting for them. The people look totally amazed by how powerful she seems. Keeping her head in the game, she asks Loader why everyone is just standing there. She orders them to get ready for a fight immediately. Just like they thought it would, something is heading straight for Bright City. A huge flying monster shows up out of nowhere. It is holding a poor local resident in its sharp claws. Everyone starts running for their lives. The saint tells everyone that this is just a scout dragon. Once he shows up, the whole dragon horde follows right behind him. She orders Loader to take his team to the walls. Just then, a goblin runs up to Lin Tian to report that a dragon hit the city. The little guy says he saw tons of soldiers lining the walls. He asks Lin Tian what they should do about it. Lin Tian stays cool and tells them the time to attack is coming, but they have to wait for now. Like a pro strategist, our main guy and his high-level goblins get ready. He says it is finally time to enjoy the show. At that moment, a whole group of dragons starts heading straight for the glowing city. Suddenly, a beam of light blasts one of the flying beasts right in the wing. Loader and Freya are totally shocked to see what these weapons can actually do. The saint hits the beast and shows off how to aim the ballista. She asks her soldier if he understands how to use it now. Then all the troops get ready to fire on the dragons themselves. The monsters start falling from the sky one by one as the ballistas hit them. The warriors are cheering because these weapons are so effective. But then, something else catches everyone off guard. Something incredibly powerful is coming toward the shining city. People are falling to the ground because their heads hurt so much. Loader and Freya look terrified because they seem to know which monster this is. The golden and purple mother dragon finally appears. The soldiers are shocked and say their weapons will not be enough to stop her. The giant beast looked absolutely furious with her eyes locked tight on the city. The mother of dragons gets ready to launch a massive attack. She quickly lets out a huge blast of fire right against the city wall. All the soldiers with those dragon-slaying weapons start running away, saying the city is doomed. But then a powerful magic circle shows up. A voice calls out and tells them not to panic. The Sword Saint steps up and says she will take on the mother dragon herself. She orders everyone else to keep defending the city walls. In a surprise move, she creates a giant protective field using her sword magic. Turns out, the Saint's barrier does double duty. It keeps the mother dragon at bay while also blocking other beasties from reaching the wall. Up on a mountain, Lin Tian watches and waits for the right moment. He is not shocked. The Saint held off the dragon with those stats. Still, he has to respect the raw power that massive beast brought to town. Lin Tian checks the Sword Saint's stats and suddenly it all clicks. Her power explains why she barely broke a sweat stopping the dragon. He is actually relieved he does not have to fight Loder's master for his revenge. He figures the dragon is weaker than the saint but has better endurance. Even with a good sword hit, the master is going to have a hard time finishing this fight. With the saint distracted, Lin Tian knows his golden opportunity is here. It is time for some sweet revenge on humanity. He signals the goblins to follow the plan and sneak into the city. The capital is a mess with dragons everywhere. They have no clue a second threat is lurking nearby. Loder finds these flying beasts tough, but his teacher really prepared him to be a dragon slayer. Suddenly, a panicked resident runs by screaming about goblins attacking the city. The captain's team is busy with the dragons. Loder thinks the little monsters are too stupid to attack the capital, but right then, another villager sprints past with a pack of goblins hot on her heels. Things are getting dicey now that the little guys are here. Playing the hero, Loder tells his team to keep handling the dragons. He and Ephraia will take care of these goblins. One little monster spots the hero storming toward him and decides to beat a hasty retreat. Furious, Loder shouts at them, not to run away. That is exactly what they wanted him to think. Just like that, they walk right into the trap and get captured. Their friends try to rush in, but there are way too many goblins surrounding them. Out of nowhere, Lin Tian shows up right in the middle of the chaos. Loder spots him and yells a warning to his team. Before anyone can react, Lin Tian takes them out with his blade. Loder and the Sword Maiden are left in total shock watching their friends go down. Lin Tian strolls up to his prisoners with a smirk. He can't believe how easily they walked into his trap. Loder is furious and swears he will end every single one of those filthy goblins. Lin Tian kicks him and tells him to stop yapping and look at the bigger picture. He orders the little freaks to drag the captives to the sewers while the rest tackle the crossbowmen. While fighting, the Sword Saint hears people screaming for help back in the city. She cannot believe the goblins are actually attacking right now. The giant dragon laughs, telling her they have real trouble. Those two are going at it hard in a real slugfest. The saint keeps her cool, mocking the dragon queen before landing a massive blow that puts the beast in serious trouble. The saint has the upper hand, thinking the dragon is basically finished. She wonders if her people have cleared out the remaining enemies. Then, a huge explosion rocks the city wall. The city is a mess right now. Both the saint and the dragon queen notice the commotion. The dragon queen thinks those little monsters have perfect timing. Since the savior is distracted, the mother dragon takes her chance and flies off. As she gets away, the beast mother warns the saint that revenge is coming. She vows to get her back once she recovers. The savior is absolutely furious that the beast escaped her. She is so mad, she swears she is heading straight to Dragon Island to wipe them all out. Once the city chaos dies down, the saint lands back on the ground. She is really annoyed to see Loder and his team standing there. They could not even manage to defeat a bunch of weak goblins. One of the fighters tells the city savior some bad news. It turns out the captain and Ephraia got captured by those small monsters. The Sword Saint looks shocked after hearing that news. She just cannot believe what she is hearing. The warrior explains that these goblins were definitely not normal monsters. Then, an ally tells the saint that the little monsters have the strength of great races. Even Loder was totally unable to beat them. The savior is furious and wants to rescue her warriors immediately. She declares she is going to the enchanted forest to destroy all those goblins, but a local resident grabs her arm and begs her to stay here. He says they will be finished if the dragons or monsters return to attack. Soon everyone starts begging the hero to stick around. They say they are citizens of the temple and the empire and need her protection. The Sword Saint finally agrees that she needs to protect them. She realizes that this is her real responsibility compared to the other heroes.